A few have asked that I add some audio onto it. So let's go back to the sweep rounded and put a circle in the middle of it. Drag it out the way you want, size you want it. Right mouse click on the edge of it, do a center both. That way it puts a circle in the middle. Now before I go any further, I did want to point out something else for you. If I click out here, we have a dotted line representing the circle and the construction lines. In laying things out, you're going to have the dotted lines, and you're going to want to put more vectors out in here, or overlap vectors, whatever you want to do on some of your work that you're going to make. Well, if you decide you don't want the construction lines on, you can't see what you're doing. So please have the construction lines on so that you can actually view what you're working with. Now I'm going to click on the sweep rounded. I'm in the demo mode. Okay, now I will explain basically what you're looking at here. Zoom it back where you can see. Here's the edge of your board. This line here represents the offset line of your circle that you have here. This is your circle diameter, and this is the center of your circle. Now if you put anything in here, it's going to be right here, and it's going to sweep it around your circle. Anything in this area is going to be from here to here and sweep it around your circle. Remember, the profile you're putting in here is going to be vectors, same thing here and same thing here. This area here is anything outside of the circle, and yes, you can put things out here, as well as you can put something out in this area, which what I found, it seems to have a dampening effect on some of what you've done in here. Dampening effect in the sense that if you got sharp peaks, it will round them over, all according to what you put out here. That's something I would suggest just playing with to see how it works out for you. Okay, now let's get back to where I was at. I'm going to put some vectors in here, go up to the spline tool, and I find that you need to zoom in here. The vector spline tool wants to wrap back around and close in on itself if you don't have it zoomed in good. So I'm just going to put this in. In fact, I'm going to be a little bit more fancy here. Up, there we go. There's it wrapping back around for you. Delete it and we'll start over on this one. Go up. Go up a little bit here and down and go past the center point there. Right mouse click to close it out. Now what we have is a profile. This profile, just think of what you're looking at here as being what you're going to get from here to here. So I'm going to click on OK. And there is the profile that I was just talking about. Now by going past the center point, I ended up not having a nub in here. Otherwise you'd have a nub in this section right here. So go back to normal display there. Let's go into sweep rounded again. And this time we're going to work on the back side here, on the area, offset area. Again, I'm just going to do the sweep. Move it there until you see the little stars, and pull it out and drag it wherever you want to. You can add more into it if you want. Here I'm going to right mouse click to close it down. I want this to be a little rounded out here instead of sharp, so you can kind of see what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to drag this down, take a hold of the node here, pull it up, and pull it on up higher. Now I got a nice little rounded sweep here on the vertices. Okay, since it's going to make this a short one, let's go ahead and add some vertices here. Insert one here, insert one here. Now you notice the vertices itself is right here in the middle. You can move and pull it around whatever you want. You also have the nodes on the end of it that you can rotate around. These will determine how the profile is going to look there. You can bring it up, down, and you can see basically how it works. And If you don't like what you've got, just move it around a little bit. And I should mention, if you go, I got everything that time, bring it back down. If you happen to drag it and it goes above it, you will end up with a flat spot here. So keep that in mind. You can use that in your profile, in your design criteria. Okay, here again, I'm going to change the nodes. Just playing around with it a little bit, moving them wherever I want them to be. And by moving the nodes itself, you can see how I'm changing the sweeps there. Okay, now let's click on OK and take a look at it. There you go. You can see the profile now. Click outside of it, and I can turn the construction lines off at this time, where you can see what is going on, and you can see what we ended up making. Keep in mind, like I said, you can add more to the outside here. It's only going to show on what's visible on your board. You can lower the profile out here if you want to, or put another sweep or anything you want to do out there. Since I mentioned it before, let's see what may happen to it if I go in and put something on the other side right in here. We've got a couple right there, so let me go into the spline tool again, click on there, and let's just kind of keep that at a gentle sweep in there and see what happens. Okay, it's hard to tell, but I can see that some of this in here got knocked down. It is not quite as bumpy in there as high as it was before. So I didn't do any, basically a little bit to the center. I think it's lowered it some, but you get an idea. And overall, everything out here got changed around. Remember, with before that, it was a couple waves in here, so you get an idea of what that can do for you. Not always a great effect, but or what you're looking for, but you know, you get the idea. So thank you for watching.